Welcome to Alpine Basin Edge. I'm Peter Boyer, the owner. I wanted to show you guys what happens to a ski when you bring it in for a recreational service tune. The kind of things that we look for on the ski and the processes that we use to make sure that your skis get tuned just so. So the first thing we do, we'll bring your ski in, we'll check the base for any kind of scratches, edge delaminations. We'll go down the sidewall, look at the tip of the ski, look at the tail of the ski, see what kind of conditions it's in, and then recommend a tune service for you. So let's go in the back and check out how we tune these skis. Look at the condition of the ski. We'll feel the edges, make sure there's no burrs. If there's any burrs on the edges, we'll start taking those burrs off with a shop stone. Get the edge smooth. Got to take the burrs off the ski before you work on it. And then we'll clean the ski with some wax remover. Get all the oils and dirt off of the ski. Make sure we're starting with a nice clean ski. You can't P-Tex and work on the ski if it's dirty. So we'll use some Toco wax remover. Clean up the base. Now, if your ski needs P-Tex, we're going to take it over to the base jet machine, which is an extrusion machine that will extrude either clear or black P-Tex, depending on what portion of the ski has scratches. So let's go over to that machine. We're going to get the ski ready for this extrusion machine to extrude P-Tex down the whole base of the ski. A lot of shops will grind your ski down to take scratches off and then P-Tex in the deep scratches. Here, we don't grind your ski first. We add the extra P-Tex on top and then take off that layer to cover the scratches that are on the base. And we'll do this right before we do core shot repair or other edge repair. But we want to get all the scratches on this ski filled in. Once we have P-Tex extruded onto the ski to cover the scratches, what we'll use a 100 grit belt and then a 120 grit belt on this belt grinder to remove the excess P-Tex. So what we want to do is we want to just fill in the scratches and take the excess P-Tex off so that we're not reducing the thickness of your base. And base material is only 2 millimeters thick at best, so we want to preserve as much of that base material as we can. And we do it on these two grinders here. These are belt grinders. After we belt grind the base, and we get the base nice and flat, we'll come over here to a belt edger. And the belt edger will help clean up the edges on your skis, both base edge and side edge, so that when we ceramically polish the edge, we get as smooth and as sharp an edge as possible. We'll run the ski like so to get the side edge, and then to get the base edge, we'll run the ski this way on the belt edger. That'll clean up any kind of scratches and dings and dents that you have on your edges. So we've got your P-Tex scratches and core shots filled in. We've got your edges set at the edge bevel for both side edge and base edge from the belt edge machine. And now we're going to take your ski and put it into the Discovery SS system. So what the Discovery machine does is it automatically feeds the ski into the machine. It's going to get a base grind to flatten the ski, and then it's going to get another base grind to put the structure or the pattern into the base. So we load the skis in. And what will happen is, on this first stone, this stone will flatten the ski. It will give a nice linear structure, and it will perfectly flatten the ski from tip to tail. Then the ski will go to this grinder, and we'll impart a structure with this stone. Okay? Also, what you'll find is we have ceramic discs in here. The ski's edges will be ceramically ground with these discs at a very high rate of speed on both the base edge and the side edge. And these discs can move up to the side edge or they'll come up and turn like this for the base edge. And then the ski will come through the machine. It will be blown dry with a hot dryer, put out to the finish area, and then loaded into the finished cassette, and will come out on this side. Interesting thing about this machine, the discovery, is that we have multiple grinding patterns available to us and multiple edge angles. So we can grind anything from a twin tip to a powder rockered ski to a Super G or a downhill ski for racing. So there's multiple ways you can use this machine in different types of combinations. That's what makes it so good. It's a very exact machine. It prevents any kind of human error in pulling a ski through a grinder. This machine very rarely interrupts its grinding cycle, so we get a nice flat bump-free grind, very precise. So once the ski comes off the Discovery machine, we've got a really nice structured base. The edges are smooth and sharp. They've been ground ceramically. The only part of this machine that doesn't do a great job on the ski is from about here up to the tip. As the ski comes into its side cut, we like to use some hand tools here and also on the tail here and here. And that's the secret of our tuning. We want to make sure that if you've asked for a 1 degree base bevel and a 2 degree side bevel, that bevel continues all the way down the ski. And the only way to get that perfectly done is to do the tips and tails by hand. So let's show you how we do that. Okay, so the last thing that we do to the ski after we tune it is we do something called hand feathering. Hand feathering involves using a base edge file guide like so. This happens to be a 1 degree. And feathering the tips and the tails from about 6 inches back to the tail and 6 inches up to the tip. This section in here. This is the section that starts your turn. If we know that this angle is perfect, then the rest of the ski is going to hook up into the turn and have a nice smooth chatter-free carve. Then, once we do the base edges, we're going to feather in the side edge, and I'm using a 2-degree side edge bevel here. And we'll feather in this first section here. Tip, tip, tail, tail on both skis, so that we blend perfectly from the tip right into the main body of the ski. You have a nice 2-degree bevel all the way down, tip to tail. Next, we'll use a gummy stone, which is a rubber abrasive stone. Take some of the aggressiveness off the edge, like that. And here at the tail, like that. And that's what the hand feathering is all about. Hand feathering is what makes the ski turn and initiate and finish the turn really well. So you'll really like the feel of it when you're skiing. Okay, so to get this wax impregnated into the polyethylene base, you have to use a wax iron. There is no other way to get it done. This will move more wax into the structure, and it will make the ski glide a lot better. Just using a buffing tool and a brush doesn't cut it. A lot of shops will just buff some wax on, brush it off, and hand it back to you. It'll last about a run. Waxing like this will last, a good day or so. And you really need to wax your skis every time you go, by the way. All right, so I'm going to take my iron, and notice I'm not moving my iron back and forth. Coming down the base slowly with about a 4 to 5 inch glaze behind the iron. And we hand iron every ski that comes into our shop. You don't get everything on the first pass, and this is a pretty wide pair of skis. This is a Nordica Garish, and it's just about the width of the iron. Take a second pass. You might have to just do a little push to the tail. Okay. Then we're going to let the ski cool about 20 minutes before we scrape it. And we're going to scrape it with a plastic scraper and brush it on this machine over here. Nope.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to scrape the wax off. Especially up at the tips and tails. A lot of people forget to scrape all the wax off the tip and tail. So make sure you get all the wax off the base. Scraper. One last pass. Then, come over to our wax jet machine. And I'm going to brush the structure out. So I get a nice polished base, good wax penetration, and the structure, you want to brush the wax out of the structure, just leaving wax in the interstitial spaces of the polyethylene, so the ski is hydrophobic, it's afraid of water, and it's going to glide really well. So that's what we do with a recreational service tune in Alpine Basin Edge, probably the most exact recreational service tune you're going to find in the country. Our skis ski great. You'll be 10% better skier just because of our ski tune. And if you don't like our ski tune, bring it back. We'll redo it for free. Thanks.